Knack, an action game made by these guys, and brought to us when this came out. Now that that very short introduction's out the way, let me tell you why I love this game so much. Right off the bat, this game oozes personality. The title screen alone shows that off. And once you're done watching the pretty blocks fly across the screen, you're introduced to this. I love this introduction scene. It's all so corny and captivating. Look at the way the humans stand there, oh so cocky with their guns, only to be beaten out by these goblins who run like this. Oh, I love it. Now, graphics have never been a big deal for me, especially because I like this. But I'd be doing this game a disservice if I never mentioned how beautiful it was. Absolutely everything. Rocks, trees, skyboxes, water, it all looks amazing. All the character models have a unique and clean flair to them, and all of the collectibles such as gems and special gadgets shine with an awe-inspiring glow, like you just uncovered buried treasure. This game is listed as an action game, so with that being said, you do a lot of punching. Basically, the gameplay consists of you trying to get massive, and punching everyone else before they punch you. You're also given a variety of gadgets and sunstone attacks to make this happen. And I know I'm not the first one to say this, but punching enemies in this game is so satisfying. You feel like such a force of nature, slowly climbing your way to the top, adding relic after relic to your mass. And when you finally get there, enemies cower in fear and only stare at you as you walk all over them with your oversized Lego block feet. My last note on the gameplay revolves around Knack and his multiple forms, those being ice, wood, clear crystal, and metal. Ice and wood function nearly identically, both making you stronger while also involving a deterioration timer. Ice's deterioration revolving around the sun, and wood's revolving around being set on fire. Clear crystal allows Knack to bypass security lasers while sacrificing health. And metal allows his base attacks to become much stronger. I absolutely love this story. Like I said before, it's corny, yet captivating. But I don't want to spoil it here, so I'll give you a base synopsis on the story, and tell you a little bit about the characters and why I love them so much. Goblins are starting to come out of the woodwork and take over human settlements. The equivalent to a president in this universe is commissioning people to help stop the goblin threat. And this is where our main characters come in. Knack, a golem made of these ancient relics that have been found all throughout the world. He has been brought to life by this man, Dr. Vargas, and is being used as muscle to help against the goblin threat. I love this character mainly because of his design. You don't get to see this much in our generation of gaming. He is definitely a testament to the PS4's power. Despite being a collection of daycare blocks, he always manages to find a way out of a situation, whether that be through quick wit or just brute force. Overall, if I had to rate him as a character, I'd give him a 3 out of 5. He's not the best character, but he's unique enough to pass. Dr. Vargas, as stated before, he's the man who brought Knack to life. He has dedicated his life to help mankind with his many various inventions that, strangely, we don't get to see many of other than Knack. But 20 years prior to this game, his fate was sealed when he met this woman. I love this character because of the way he presents himself. Oh, so up to snuff and knowing everything about everything until proven wrong by the youngest member in the cast. Despite his vast knowledge and years of experience, he is proven to be a very flawed individual. The tragic events of his past dictate the way he acts throughout the entire game, but with the help of his friends and some very convenient timing, he hops right back on top. And the rating I would give this character is a 4 out of 5, mainly because I just love the way he looks and the way he goes about doing what he does. He has such a educated flair to him, despite being a complete idiot. Lucas. This dog is Knack's best friend and protege to the Doctor. Ryder is his uncle and legal guardian, but he spends most of his time with the Doctor. He is portrayed as the alternate point of view to the Doctor. He is also the youngest member in the cast. But despite his age and his seemingly rebellious nature, his intuition ends up saving his friends and the entire world. My rating for this character would be a 2 out of 5. He doesn't seem to be as fleshed out as he could have been, so that leaves a lot to be desired. Ryder. As mentioned before, this is Lucas's uncle. He has taken the role of legal guardian because his parents are very much dead. But don't worry, it has no effect on the plot. Ryder is known as a famous explorer and has done many trips into Goblin territory. He has volunteered his expertise to help against the Goblin threat. He's a very interesting character, but there's not much that's known about him in the story. So despite his obvious intrigue, I give him a 3 out of 5. Mainly because his personality does shine throughout the story, but I just don't know enough about him. Victor and Katrina. Victor is a man with unimaginable wealth and resources. Katrina is his head of security and obvious girlfriend. And if you couldn't tell that these two were the bad guys, then you need some glasses. I score them 4 out of 5 because they have great synergy and chemistry. No matter how many times they're beaten, they always find a way to be one step ahead of the heroes. As mentioned before, I absolutely love this game, but I do have a few holdups. The first of them being Knack's relative size and his enemies. Battles never seem to advance past Knack's size. Enemies grow as Knack grows. There's no opportunity to see Knack at his smallest form fight something way bigger than him. The second being frame rate. The frame rate isn't too much of a big deal until you do your Sunstone attacks. The frame rate tanks once you do this, but immediately comes back up on top, so it's not too much of an issue, more of a nitpick if anything. And my final holdup is the needless cutscenes. There are several cutscenes that show Knack jumping or climbing something when you can already do these functions in-game. I don't understand why they put them here, but they seem like a lot of extra work when you could have simply jumped or climbed yourself. In conclusion, this game was a pleasant surprise. It provided me with hours of gameplay, and it reminded me that even in this generation of gaming, there are still games that harken back to a simpler, more whimsical time period.